All right, happy Monday night, everybody. Welcome on into the Hat Creek Interior Studios. We got a big Monday show for you here in Raiderland. Good, bad, and ugly recaps. What did you like over the weekend? What impressed you? What depressed you? And what did you have to look away from? Also, what are you most thankful for this year in the world of sports? Thanksgiving coming up, in case you didn't know. So, what are you most thankful for in sports this year? And then, is this the biggest week in tech football history? Yeah, pretty much is. All that. Oh, and Art Briles finally gets his punishment. It was bound to happen, and he got his college football punishment today. All of that and anything and everything that is on your mind today, tonight, this evening, wherever you may joining us. We're glad to have you. Get in on the United Supermarkets chat line, the one supermarket that supports Texas Tech in West Texas. And then there's another one that takes your money and sends it down to Austin and puts, your money on scoreboards and things like that. You guys know what to do. Join the show. Be a part of it, whether you're on YouTube, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, don't cost nothing. Whether you are on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media or on Facebook, again, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland Facebook page, all here in the Hat Creek Interior Studios, custom furniture and accessories, waiting for you at 100 and 101 South Slide Road. You guys know where it is. Go to the showroom, or if you're outside Lubbock, go to hatcreek.us, look around, make some Christmas selections, tell your wife, tell your husband, we need this. And they'll probably say, yes. Yes, we do. We need Hat Creek Interiors in our house. You don't have to own a ranch to live like you do. And if you own a ranch, by gosh, you definitely need Hat Creek Interiors, furniture, and accessories in your home. In three, in two. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, TheRaiderland.com. Start your day every day there checking out the Raiderland hot links, the freshest and best links in Raiderland and beyond. Who's it brought to you by? Jackson Brothers Meat Locker in Post, Texas. Home to world-famous jerky. That's not all. They got all sorts of great cuts of meat and everything else they deliver to you, or you can just drop on by post. Either way, check out Jackson Brothers. And do they handle all meat processing needs for you? Yep. Sure do. That's why they're legendary. That's why they're generationally strong at Jackson Brothers Meat Locker in Post, Texas. Thanks for being a part of it. We're also brought to you tonight by McAlpin Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of Raiderland. If you overdo it a little bit here during the holiday season or going into it or even getting the decorations out, you need to call Kevin McAlpin. He's back today. Yesterday, he was in Kansas City. Huge Chiefs fan, huge Mahomes fan. Does he have season tickets up there? Yes, he does. That's how much he loves Mahomes and the Chiefs. Sent him a text yesterday right after the overtime game, and I said, "Are you there? Are you getting to see this, man?" I said, "Yep, sure are." I'm like, everybody hates you right now. No, I'm just kidding. Also by Extreme Paintless Dent Repair in Lubbock. Not just paintless dent repair, hail and all that sort of stuff. Collision repair, you name it. Check out their site. Great people, Extreme PDR. I think that'll get you to the website. It'll get you there in Lubbock. So, you get that little scratch. You're like, oh, man, this is going to be bad. No, it's not going to be bad. Extreme Paintless Dent Repair, they're going to make it happen for you. All right, where do we want to start tonight? Who wants to get in early? Who's going to make it happen tonight? Biggest week in tech football history, you tell us why. What are you most thankful for in the world of sports, right? What is it in the world of sports this year that you're the most thankful for? I mean, if you're a tech fan, there are a lot of different things you could go with on this one. I'm intrigued to see where you're going to take it. I'm intrigued to see what you're going to go with. And then there was the breaking news this morning, overnight this morning. Art Briles, former Baylor head coach, former Texas Tech assistant coach, former Stephenville High School head coach, will now face the ultimate punishment that can befall a college football coach. He is taking the head coaching job at Eastern New Mexico in Portales, New Mexico. I really thought the fates were done with him. I really thought the punishment was over. The 9 years in the wilderness, every time you tried to get hired, they said no. The public reaction is so bad. His son-in-law even tried to have him on the field after a game at OU. OU freaked out. But no, just when you thought it was done, the punishment renews again. Welcome to Portales. Art Briles. The breaking story this morning. So I don't know how you guys feel about him being back. I'm kind of not numb to it. Like I said, I look at it and I go, yeah, okay. I think the biggest reason why nobody would hire Art Briles anymore, you've been out of college football for a decade. You're almost 70 years old. And see how that's working out for, I mean, somebody like Bill Belichick right now in the college football world. That I really thought several years ago that I thought the place he would end up would be a D2, a smaller college, not necessarily Eastern New Mexico, but that if anybody was going to hire him, it was going to be it. But he was too toxic for too long. So he finally gets a school that's willing to give him a job, and he's, I think, desperate to prove. I don't know at this point. What do you have to prove if you're Art Briles? That you can still coach in the modern age of college football, even not on a big stage. You know, if you're Art Briles, what are you trying to prove? Or you just want a job? You're 70 years old and you just want to coach again. You just want to do that. It'll be fascinating to see how it works out. I'm not one to immediately just say, oh, he's going to, not have any success at Eastern New Mexico. History and everything else says probably not going to have success there, not because he's Art Briles, but because it's Eastern New Mexico. That's probably the most logical thing that we'll see out of it. But will the national media follow along? Will there be attention? Yeah, there'll be attention. Won't matter that much. The attention won't matter. And I really don't think it'll get him that many recruits at a time when you're recruiting 17-year-olds. They were in kindergarten the last time Art Briles was relevant for winning football, and nothing negative. And I think that's the thing that many observers and even administrators and everybody else forgets. The quick time frame that changes in the world of college football, basketball, baseball recruiting. 5 years ago is a long time. 10 years ago is a lifetime on recruits. They don't know, they don't care. RG3 means nothing to anybody that Art Briles is going to recruit. So that's what we got going on tonight. I want to hear from you this evening. Comments are slow coming up tonight, which makes me wonder if we're having some back-end issues on StreamYard or otherwise tonight. Sometimes it does happen. Sometimes they stack up in the queue. You never know what's going to happen. All right, so what are you most thankful for this year in the world of sports? We want to hear from you. Hey, we know it's a holiday week, but we're going to be here every single night. Thanksgiving, we'll have something for you Thanksgiving because it's a big week for Texas Tech and otherwise. And then you can tell us where you're going to be traveling this week for those of you that have to be on the road. How many of you have to be on the road? I'm glad I'm not on the road. So where do we go this evening first off? You guys get in. Let's see. Jeff gets, hold on, I got to back up. I got to hit that. Got to hit that. Got to hit that. There we go. I think we got them on. Let's see. JCTT on our YouTube channel. Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Everybody on YouTube, we're looking for 700 subscribers by the end of the week. Hit like, hit share. I'm thankful for this Texas Tech football team and all that implies, specifically Joey's style, culture, and alignment he established. All right. I like that, JCTT. Give me a little bit more, though. When you say his style and culture, what is his style and culture that you like the most? Give me that. Give me a little bit on that. Jeff, the dragon we've yet to slay in the outright conference football championship is hinging upon winning next weekend. Biggest week yet. That's the cool thing about what's going on here. BYU was the biggest game you'd played in 50 years. Because you won it, it sets up bigger games. Now, is a 23.5 point going in as a 23.5 point favorite for Texas Tech that big a deal? No. But what you get out of beating West Virginia, if you can do it on the road, latest weather reports, kickoff time about 34 degrees, south-southwest wind, 1 to 2 miles per hour, about a 5 to 10% chance of precip at kickoff. It's going to be damp and cold. Perfect for this Texas Tech football team, by the way. But yeah, what you've seen so far sets up the bigger games. And why I would say this week is the biggest week yet. 11 regular season wins. It doesn't happen very often around here. All right? That's huge. And it gets you into the Big 12 title game for sure. Ryan jumps in on Facebook. Ryan, hi, it's Raiderland on Facebook. Again, free. Don't cost nothing. Invite people in, share otherwise. We're asking you today, what are you most thankful for in the world of sports this year? Personally, professionally, anything. What are you thankful for about sports? The diversion it gives you day to day. You tell me. Ryan, Art B will be recruiting the low-level D1 players who want to drop down and get playing time. Well, that's what every coach does who coaches at an Eastern Mexico or a WT that's nothing unique to Art Briles. That's their sales point. You can go to Texas Tech and be third or fourth on the depth chart, or you can come out here to Portales and you can be the superstar. Lonnie, Briles' connections to high school coaches will matter, but moving from a triple option offense will be slow. It really wasn't a triple option offense. It was a zone read more or less than anything. What he ran at Baylor, a spread zone read type offense that was birthed down in the early 2000s. That said, his connection to high school coaches, he's 10 years removed from the game. He's 30 years removed from coaching in high school. Joey McGuire has a much better relationship with high school coaches than Art Briles does. That's just the reality of the game today. If you're 70-year-old Art Briles, and there are still coaches today, I'm sure, who are in their, say, 30s and 40s, who probably have some sort of respect or otherwise for what he did at Stephenville and even in, at Waco. But it's easy, and I don't know how old you are, Lonnie. You might be my age, you might be a little younger, might be a little older. The coaching wheel has moved on. And the high school coaches today are looking at coaches who can do something for them, quite frankly. And Art Briles can't. Lonnie says, Eastern Mexico runs the triple option. Oh, so they're running it right now. He's got to move away from it. Okay, I thought you were talking about Briles running the triple option. I was like, no. Gotcha. I got you. I think I got you right now. God bless them. There ain't nothing wrong with running the triple option. If I were a coach today at a substandard school that I couldn't get high-level talent, high school or college, I would be looking at running the wishbone, the single wing, something like that. 100%, I would. What are you most thankful for this year in the world of sports? It's Thanksgiving. What are you thankful for in sports? Not your health, I'm talking the crass reality of sports, all right? What are you thankful for? We talk Tech football all week long. Biggest week in Tech football history? I say it is. What do you say? And you can we can talk all week long as well about this. I wrote yesterday on our 5 Things We Know on a Sunday column how grateful I am not to be traveling at Thanksgiving anymore, not flying around the country, not calling college games, not chasing around, flights and anything else. That the last decade being home after 2.5 decades of not being home has been fantastic. So bless your heart. Bless your heart. If you have to travel this week, where are you going? All right. Where are you headed? Why are you going there? Old Texas Tech man. Okay, we beat West Virginia. We're in the championship. What worries me is the referees make sure BYU wins, so there will be 2 teams in the college football playoff. They won't be able to do it on that stage. They won't be able to fix it on that stage. It won't happen on that stage. Don't worry about the refs in Arlington. And only for the refs to make it that close, BYU would have to make it that close. And I think if Tech plays BYU this time around, as Joey McGuire said, we should have blown them out. They'll blow them out the next time. I'm calling it right now. Texas Tech, BYU. Texas Tech wins by 30 plus. Drops the hammer. Leaves no doubt for the committee. Again, style points will matter in Arlington if you're there. Leaves no doubt. Joey runs it up. 30, 35-point win, Texas Tech. Write it down. Write it down. Meanwhile, JCTT talking about things you're thankful for and Joey McGuire's style of coaching and everything else. Culture. His style, transparent, will get on a soapbox and brilliant relationship builder. Culture, see style mixed with consistent coach speak. That's good stuff right there. Back in the old days, we would have called that a caller clinic on the radio show, where we like teach callers how to call in. And did we steal that from the great Rush Limbaugh in the 90s? Absolutely, 100%. Back when we were doing call-in shows, you would have to teach the callers, and we would have the board op, the guy who would answer the phone, kind of coach the caller into, all right, you want to do what? All right, say, get this. That's good stuff right there. Jeff, Tech lawyers say schools should not sign the College Sports Commission agreement. Good or bad? Great. Not good. Great. It's a horrible death spiral agreement that no school should agree to. The only schools that want it are the so-called blue bloods, who that it benefits tremendously. Plus, everything written about it, as you saw in the memorandum that Cody Campbell posted yesterday on social media, it's illegal. 100%. And now Texas Tech, the leaders around the country, for all the teams that are like, hell no, we're not going to agree to this death spiral thing you want to do. 100%. The whole CSC is fraudulent. It's fraught with legal problems. It will never see the light of day. It was dead on arrival legally, as is almost everything that's going on surrounding the House settlement. Everything that the NCAA / certain schools have tried to do with the House settlement, illegal, unconstitutional, and Texas Tech is the school that's going to lead the fight against it. Love it. Just a couple of years, you're junior. All right, so you're 35. Good deal. Old school Tech, I'm thankful for Cody Campbell and his friends. He sure makes it interesting and likes to make it happen. Jeff, BYU was not impressive against Cincy. I agree. We rolled them in Arlington. I'm just saying, Joey McGuire has something to prove still. Tech has something to prove. You got to get there first. They get there, hammer down. Robert Delgado, Tech and Notre Dame are playoff bound. We'll see if the Irish get there. Quit. You quit first. Dog. Jeff, thankful our fans are classy enough to stop throwing tortillas and not chant F the Mormons at the BYU fans. The fans were tremendous this year for Texas Tech. You're not just buying up tickets and selling out the stadium all the time. As we know, I'm old enough to remember when they said when certain schools left, Tech would never sell out again. When asked by Joey McGuire, they put the team in front of so-called fake traditions. They put the team in front of throwing food. They put the team in front of everything. And after that Kansas game and after everything, it was just tremendous, It's going to take a long time for me to explain old Texas Tech, man. It's a deal regarding the House settlement that some schools are trying to get everybody in the NCAA to sign this agreement that basically says you can't argue or debate, or if we say this is the NIL situation or anything else, you can't fight it. All right. So it's a bad deal. It's illegal. It sounds like nobody wanted the job. Well, what job? I don't know. Agreement. This agreement is a death warrant. Kavanaugh mentioned at SCOTUS that anything NCAA does is in violation of every antitrust law written. Yeah, Justice Kavanaugh, for those who are wondering about the Supreme Court. And it's true that they can agree to the House settlement. That's one thing. But what they've tried to do after the House settlement, until there is a collectively bargain agreement with the athletes, i.e. the players in every sport, just like the NFL, just like Major League Baseball, you can't enforce any rule upon it. And then the CLC thing is just it's made up out of pure hokum and air. And every school that has a collective, whether it's Matador Club or otherwise, has already said we'll sue it into oblivion the minute we want to. So is it going to hurt us? Cody doesn't. So no, it's going to help Tech. It's going to help college football. It's the right thing to do, and he's leading the way. Trust Cody on this one. Agreement. The agreement is death warrant. Randy Wade. Why did Cincy fans treat BYU with the utmost disrespect after BYU stacked their food pantry? I don't get it. I joined forces with BYU any day of the week to fight the enemy. I don't know. Cincinnati, I don't know nothing about them. They got blessed in the 70s with a great rock and roll station. They screwed it up. It's fact. Had the greatest station in the world, WKRP. They screwed it up. 27,000 pounds of food donated by the Mormon church to their food pantry. Whatever they did up there, I don't know. I got nothing for it. Got no love for them. Got no hate for them. But if they can't be thankful for that, hey, whatever. Robert Agato is not traveling. Everybody, if you're up around, what is it, Amarillo or Borger, Robert? Everybody can drop in. He's hosting Thanksgiving this year. Yeah, no, it's not going to hurt us. It's a good thing. JC, or antitrust exemption instead of revolving door union. Well, there's going to be a union, and if you love college sports, you want college athletes to unionize, because we'll just play this game right now. What's the greatest professional sports organization in the history of the world right now? What is it? In an ADPL soccer, so don't give me that. Hold on. It's all that Skyline chili they eat. Messes them up. Fake Natalie Maines might be the real Natalie Maines. Don't know. Some people say could be the real Natalie Maines. We don't know. Know the real Natalie Maines. Dear Hyatt, first-time listener, long-time texter. I appreciate the text. Football needs to break away from the NCAA and then do their own sports bargaining agreement. Just so you know, love you. Couldn't agree more. I think it needs to happen. It should happen. College football needs to move away from men's college basketball. Men's college basketball separate from women's college basketball. Soccer, baseball, everything else. It doesn't work together, all right? It just doesn't work together. And that's okay. And you can strengthen all of those sports by strengthening the top level sports, generating the most money, the most revenue going forward. Amen, brother. Agree with you on that. Thankful for my King, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Lonnie, Les Nessman with the greatest play-by-play ever. I can see there's a banner behind it. It says WKRP. Yes, WKRP. That's what it says. The great Turkey Drop episode actually aired in October before Thanksgiving. It aired, I think, either on Halloween contact lens is all screwed up right now. Hold on a second. I get emotional during the show. Somebody can probably look it up. It was either like October 30th or like right around Halloween when the turkey drop episode aired. And it is God is my witness, said Art Carlson. I thought turkeys could fly. And of course, you know, the whole commentary is a ripoff of the newsman, the radio newsman, talking about the crash of the Hindenburg in Lakehurst, New Jersey, there in the 1930s. Oh my God, the humanity! Run away! Brilliant. Back when we had TV shows that half the nation sat there and watching because we only had 3 channels to watch something. But yeah, I think that the show did not air at Thanksgiving. It aired in October. You know, Randy Wade, didn't you and Rob Rowe do a turkey drop from the old studios? No, me and Rob actually ate a turkey during the show. We ate a whole turkey during the show. Awkward for listeners, but a hell of a time for us. We enjoyed that. We at the old studios, you can't get any of the windows to open that are there on the 3rd floor. You have to go out on the roof and you have to climb out of the not the studio but the control room window. It's about yay big, and you got to scrunch down, and it's a real pain in the ass to get on the roof from out there. We thought about back in the day, and I'm talking back like 97, 98, 99. We thought about doing some David Letterman stuff and dropping it off and seeing what would, you know, like a watermelon or different things or a TV. And management decided that was really not a good thing. You know, that was management told us we could not throw things off the roof into the parking lot. We're like, well, it's 6 o'clock. Almost everybody's gone. It's after hours. Probably nothing's bad's going to happen. Apparently, corporate radio at the time didn't think that. I don't know if you remember radio personally. Radio personally. Darn right, I remember radio personally. You don't work in something for 30 something years and not remember it personally. It got real personal. Remember radio. We didn't do any GBUs tonight. That's fine. It's all right. You know, good. Kansas City and Dallas Cowboys. Give us a reason to watch on Thursday. Both teams still viable. I'll give them good on that. Bad. Texas Tech, Purdue. Really thought they'd show up at the showdown. Didn't think they'd win necessarily. But man, I thought Tech men's basketball would at least have something. They got New Orleans on Wednesday. Early start doesn't matter. They'll roll a number on them. Let me rephrase that. Some people might take that wrong. They're going to roll up a big, big win on New Orleans. And then ugly. I don't know. What do you want the ugly to be this week? You tell us. A few more minutes left tonight. We're going to be here all week. Try the veal. It's really nice. We would appreciate it if you guys would do us a favor. And just when we get done here, share this with your friends and family, with people you don't even know. Stop them on the street. But you don't even have to do that. All you got to do is go on Twitter, on YouTube, you know, on our website, theraiderland.com, and just share it and put it on your page and tell them, hey, this is pretty cool. Ryan, don't you remember radio personality R.D. Mercer, KMOD, Tulsa, Oklahoma? Well, I tell you what, there, boy. Tell me what, old Texas Tech man. How big a boy are you? Huh? How big? I think I might have to come right down there, whoop your ass. What I think. That's what I'm thinking right now. You think I don't know who you are? You don't think I know who he is? I think I might have to come down there and. Well, I was talking to your wife just the other day, and she said, somebody needs to come whip his ass. I said, well, how big a boy is he? All right, I'll pack a lunch. How big is he? I'll pack 2 sandwiches. That's fine. I'll eat one on the first side of his butt. I'll eat the other one as I kick the other side of his butt. That's what I'm going to do. The great R.D. Mercer passed away about a year or so ago. Before there was internet, there were R.D. Mercer CDs. Before YouTube and everything else, Roy D. Mercer. How big a boy are you? He changed FCC regulations on how you could put people on the radio and record them when you were doing what we call a bit in radio, when we were doing a comedy bit, that we had to go through all sorts of hoops before we could put somebody's voice on the air and have fun with them. Of course, we know who he is. Ugly situation with UAB. Yeah, we got people shooting, guys shooting teammates and whatnot. Yeah, ugly deal. Why is the fifth deed put of the third? What? Give me something. Can of whoop ass. Ugly is what Kiffin is doing to Ole Miss. No, what Kiffin is doing to Ole Miss is what Ole Miss is doing to Kiffin. They're doing a dance. Ole Miss knows they have zero leverage here, right? You're Ole Miss. Let me explain what's going on here. Ole Miss knows you have zero leverage other than the leverage of Kiffin knowing that if he goes to LSU, he's got to coach at LSU. And you could have sanctions coming. You could have all sorts of problems coming at LSU. He also knows if I go to Florida, I've got to win a national title. I got to win the SEC. And I've got to go through Georgia. I got to do all these things at Florida. Oh, and Florida ain't what it used to be. The old gray mare ain't what she used to be. So the spade card that Ole Miss has is that we're here. And we can give you a whole lot of money right now. We can. Kiffin knows I'm here. They can give me a whole lot of money. I'm going to leverage that money as much as I can, get everything I can. And he can ride through this for 5 years at Ole Miss, and he doesn't have to win a national title, be in the college football playoffs 3 out of the 5 years, be in the conversation, stay relevant, get a little more money for NIL, do what you got to do. They're both playing each other. They're raising the stakes, and I think Kiffin stays at Ole Miss. I really do. Like you, Ryan, remember the good old days. The good old days, well, they weren't that long ago. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Sanctions. Don't be talking to me about no sanctions. You kidding me? Talk about sanctions. I think he stays there. I really do. Lonnie Kiffin, staying where you are, king, is not always a bad thing. No, that's the deal. And at his age, and you buy 5 years, the landscape of college football could change so dramatically in the next 5 years that the idea of the SEC may completely cease to exist the way we know it, like we were talking about a few minutes ago. Get the bag, take less pressure, live your life. He knows he's kind of nuts, and he can get away with it at Ole Miss. Don't make the same mistake a lot of other coaches have made. All right? They don't even necessarily like him, but just don't make the mistake other coaches have made. If I were Kiffin, I wouldn't feel that confident in the LSU deal, given what they are doing to Brian Kelly. Well, it's not even that. It's just LSU, other than they got, well, we don't have time to do this. LSU ain't that much better than Ole Miss. Let me put it that way. All right, you guys are the best. We enjoy it. Tomorrow on the website, Tuesday's Best, we'll give you a topic, give us the 2 best examples. I want you guys to share the dog out of this tonight on our YouTube channel, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Subscribe, everybody. It's free. On Facebook, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, again, free. Subscribe. Twitter, free, at Ryan Hyatt Media. But share this and get with us in the morning there on the website at theraiderland.com. Tuesday's Best. We'll post this here in a few minutes. It's a beautiful day in West Texas. Great day to be here. You guys have a wonderful time, and can't think of a better way to wrap it up than old Texas Tech Man 9144. Good night and God bless. You took the words right out of my mouth, and I didn't feel a thing. I don't think.